Welcome back to my spiritual therapy. It's Miss Mocha, your spiritual therapist, and I'm coming back with part 10 of my story behind the children of Israel as they prepare for the promised land. Hopefully, I can get this video done because this phone keeps stopping and it's very much annoying. So, Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord that he blessed Israel. So he didn't go seek enchantments as he normally did. So he's the one that put enchantment on people, put curses on people. And so he did not do that because he is God fearing. So he listened to everything that God said for him. And he continued to speak in more parables, blessing the Israelites more. And he ended his parable with, "Blessed is he that blesseth thee, and curses he that curseth thee." So now the king of Moab is mad. He's angry. He's hot. He's upset. He told Balaam to leave, saying that he was going to pay him with great honor, but the Lord kept him back from the honor. So basically saying he was going to give him money, all these riches, but the Lord, stepped in and took that away. So Balaam is like, "I told your messengers that even if the king gave me, a house full of silver and gold, that I could not go beyond the commandment of the Lord to do either good or bad of my own mind, but I have to do whatever the Lord said that I should speak." Or whatever the Lord said that I should do. So that's what Balaam told the king. Like, he told them already he was not coming to be on their side. He was on the Lord's side. And so then he told the king that he will go back to his people, but first he wanted to tell him what the Israelites shall do to the king and his people in the later days. So now he's speaking a prophecy over the lives of the people that God had given him. And so he spoke a prophecy parable to the king concerning the Israelites, because he heard the words of God and he knew the knowledge of the Most High, which he saw a vision of the Almighty, and he fell into a trance, but his eyes were opened. So the prophecy was that the Israelites will destroy the king and his people and have dominion over all them, their land, and take them in their possession. And then he went on to tell the king, it wasn't just them and his people, it was all the other nations too, how they would either die or be taken captive. And he basically asked, who shall live when God does this? So when God blows his woes or blows his wrath, everybody falling. Okay, so that's what he told the king. Like, the prophecy was, the king will be no more, his people will be no more, that the Israelites were going to conquer them and take over their land and take over the people, basically. So then Balaam left, said his prophecy, said what God told him to say, went back home, and the king went his way. So that was chapter 24. So we're going to try to go real quick through 25 through 27, see how far we get. We may need to make another part, maybe part 11, I don't know. So Numbers 25 starts with Israel committing whoredom with the daughters of Moab. So they've taken them over. Now, they started sleeping with the daughters, the women there, and they started doing sacrifices to their gods and bowing down to their gods. And of course, this makes God angry. He is furious. And so God said to Moses to kill all the men that betrayed him. And so Moses told the judges of Israel to do just that. So they gathered up and they killed all the people that were responsible for, whoring around with the daughters and doing sacrifices to their gods and putting their gods before God. So there was a man, and I can't pronounce his name, but it's spelled Phinehas. So Phinehas, I don't know, but he's from Aaron's tribe. And what he did was he killed an Israelite man. I got to keep checking the clock. He killed an Israelite man and a non-Israelite woman for God, basically, because they were whoring. And so he killed them. And when he killed them, the plague had stopped. God had stopped killing the rest of the ones that were doing the wrong, and no one else died. So in total, it was 24,000 died by God's plague due to the whoring and the serving other gods. But because this man killed them for God, God stopped the plague and stopped the rest of the Israelites from dying. because of his jealousy, because we can see here he's a jealous guy. He don't want you serving no other gods but him, and he doesn't want you doing the things that he told you not to do, especially like fornicating, sleeping around, whoring with the women. So he told them not to go do that, and they did it anyway. So he just took them out. And that's because he's a jealous guy. You can't have no one before him. And so, but because this man, killed in his name to stop them from doing the evil, wicked things, God gave him the covenant of peace and priesthood, even to his seed and generations to come, because God made, it was like the man made atonement for the children of Israel to God, and God saw that as a righteous thing, because even though that was his brother, one of his fellow Israelites, they were being wicked, they were being evil, and they were not being of God. So they were taken out, plain and simple. So that was what chapter 25 was about. And we go on to chapter 26. And it starts with God telling Moses and Eliezer, which is Aaron's son, who replaced him when Aaron passed away. So now he's the new priest. And he told them to take the sum of all the Israelites, so total them up from 20 years old and up, that are able to go to war in Israel. So they were numbered, and it gave the number, it was like 600,000. I didn't write it down. But those that were numbered were to receive the land divided for an inheritance. So he had to renumber, because if you was with me throughout this, in the beginning of Numbers, Moses and Aaron had already numbered them. And so we'll see what happened with that. But they had to renumber the children of Israel, and so that they would get the land divided. And many was to get more inheritance, and few was to get less inheritance. And of course, it still stood that the tribe of Levi is about to cut off. The tribe of Levi was not to receive an inheritance with the children of Israel, so they were not numbered with them. And there were new Israelites that were numbered to receive their land of the inheritance, as God said, because the ones that were numbered in the wilderness of Sinai by Moses and Aaron would surely die in the wilderness because of their sins, except for Caleb and Joshua. So that's where Numbers chapter 26 ended, where they had to renumber the children of Israel, because the old numbers, they all passed away, because God said that they would die in the wilderness for their sins. So these are the new numbers who will get the land for them. So I'm going to stop it right here, and I'm going to come back with, can I get through? Yeah, I'll come back with part 11. Thanks for listening.